It's 10 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting for County of Starr, Monday, August 27th. Let the record show that we do have quorum, everyone being present. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I want to congratulate one of our commissioners for his birthday yesterday. He joined the ranks of Social Security. Jaime, happy birthday. First item is approval of claims, Mr. Carter.
The claims have all been reviewed and they're all in order, Judge.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4 is the vendors list. Mr. Carter.
Your Honor, the vendors have all been examined. The documentation is all in order.
Move to pass.
Second.
Moved and second. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Carter, that brings a question on the vendors list. Do we need to approve these every year, or, for example, the next new budget year, do we need to approve them all again?
Each individual scholarship, yes, we do.
No, I'm talking about the vendors. All vendors. You know, the vendors list
Yes,
is people that the county does business with, right?
yes.
Do we need to approve them next year? Say we're dealing with Payne Motor. Do we need to approve it again next year? Or,
No, it is no, we don't.
Okay.
The only new ones that, actually, it is the auditor's office responsibility to be sure that we have W-9 forms for each vendor. And we have, in the auditor's office, we have a procedure. We request updated W-9 forms annually.
okay, very good. Okay, item 5 is to approve the preliminary budget for 18-19. Again, this is preliminary. By law, we need to approve a preliminary. This is pretty much what was discussed at the workshop and the copy that you all had before. And it's still subject to change, so it's just that we do need to have something.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6 is an action item. This is to approve certification of revenues. Mr. Carter?
Yes, sir, we had an unusual circumstance happen this past week. A mortgage company requested the sheriff's department to foreclose, to conduct a foreclosure sale. The sheriff's department did that and collected the proceeds from the sale, but then accidentally deposited the money in the county general fund instead of in the sheriff's general fund. So the sheriff can't remit to the mortgage holder. So the certification of revenue is so that we can transfer the money to the sheriff, and the sheriff can then pay the mortgage holder.
Which mortgage is that?
So
Which mortgage is that?
the mortgage holder is called, I forget, hold on, I've got here.
Is that equipment that the sheriff's office bought, or?
No.
This is,
The land sale, house,
yes, it's a residence.
Resident.
Mortgage is.
Una casa. Una
Mortgage
casa.
property is a residence.
una casa.
Una casa that the mortgage company wanted, they didn't pay, so the sheriff has to foreclose. The sheriff sells it, and then that money goes to the mortgage company, and apparently it didn't go to the mortgage company, so now it went to general fund. We need to take it out of general fund so it can go to the mortgage company. Is there a motion to approve?
I so move, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7 is an action item, and this is to approve permit application to Valley Telephone Company to bury fiber optic line on Las Loma Blanca Road and Las Escobas Road. Anyone here from the telephone company? Yes, sir. Please identify yourself for the record.
Good morning, Judge. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Commissioners. Hi, my name is Mario Spindola, I work for Valley Telephone. And as the judge was stating, yes, we're requesting a permit in the, in the county, a county permit regarding to verify for the project for Rio Bravo wind farms out there. It's gonna be approximately just under 5 miles to build and to meet them at a meet point of their choosing to go into their wind farm and provide services to them.
Okay. Dennis, is there a fee for that? I know we used to have some.
Judge, for infrastructure, as far as public infrastructure, we've never charged.
We've never had, okay.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Yes.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve, discussion.
Appreciate it.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you.
Item 8 is an action item, this to name a county road to La Mosca Road in precinct 1 for 911.
This road is off 649, Judge. It's been in existence for, I don't know, since back in the 80s. But I never see a name to it, so I just want to name it La Mosca Road.
Is that a
Move to
motion?
accept.
I move that we approve it.
Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 is also an action item, this is to approve the remodeling of the old DPS office for the nutrition
Yes,
for precinct 4.
Commissioner, we're demolishing the old DPS office. I'm in dire need of a place for the nutrition center. And we're doing it in-house. Hopefully we'll get it done.
Commissioner, is that property belongs to the county?
So that's what's done.
Yes.
I don't so move.
Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion.
It'll be good for the city, Judge. It won't look all worn down, torn down. It'll be nice.
And we did get a permit anyway.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10 is an action item to accept the lease payment in the amount of $1,000 from EcoSite to the Nutrition Precinct 4, Commissioner.
That's correct. I move that we pass it.
Second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11 is to approve a joint election agreement between Rio Grande City CISD and County of Starr. Ms. Hilda Gonzalez Garza, please.
Yes, Judge. Your Honor, we tendered to you all a copy of a joint election agreement similar to the one that you all signed back in 2016. And I'm asking for approval, as the court is, Commissioners Court is aware of, we need to have a joint election when it comes to the election sites on election day that we need to utilize. So I'm asking for you all to approve this item. I also have a question, gentlemen, maybe you all can answer it for me. My question is that I understand that this is going to be, the sites that I'm going to utilize do not affect any county election site for the most part. So are you also going to be restricting electioneering from our candidates with regards to the ones for the Rio Grande City CISD?
My opinion would be that, yes, ma'am, because we didn't say certain group of people cannot do it. It's the building, we cannot have it in the premises. So regardless of who's there, but Mr. Escobar, you want to shed some light on
The election code indicates that the governing body of the entity that owns the property sets the rules and the regulations. In this case, there's a policy, and there are no exceptions to any particular group of people.
it? Yeah, and that's my take also.
What size are we talking about, Judge?
The sites would be on election day would be at La Rosita, El Saus. It would also be San Isidro, and the only reason that El Saus and San Isidro, we have about registered voters about 12 and 18 that go to those particular sites. We also have La Casita, La Victoria, We also have, I believe, the City Hall. Those are the sites that we would be utilizing with regards to. So that's why I was asking the question. The other question I would like for you all gentlemen to let me know is that my understanding was that on one of the last elections that we had, the county has that site, or election day is a holiday for the county. So there were some individuals that wanted to use the restrooms, and they were not allowed to use the restrooms that were located within the county buildings. Will that still be the case, gentlemen?
Where was that at?
That was at La Victoria. My understanding that there are some restrooms, public restrooms at the voting site, but that's restricted for voters and the staff that is working that. But if there's any volunteers or any candidates that are outside that site, they were not allowed to go in there and go to the restroom, so those were not allowed.
How many voters in El South?
In El South, there's about, the last one, only one voted, but there's about 12 of them, sir, that are registered voters.
San Isidro?
In San Isidro, there's about 8 of them.
I understand La Rosita because it straddles a whole bunch of the precinct, but isn't it a waste of resources?
Well, the code mandates, sir, that we cannot do a joint or consolidate precincts, so that is a voting precinct, so I need to utilize it nevertheless because there are some people that are registered to vote at those particular locations. I've called the Secretary of State. As a matter of fact, in 2016, when Mr. Montalvo was still the election administrator, we also called, and they mandated that we still, even though we had a limited number, only 8 and 12, we still needed to have those sites open for the school district election. So we had no choice on that.
Okay.
But my question is, will those restrooms be open to the public that are not necessarily voters?
I would say that that's pretty much up to the judge. Once the election is going, the judge controls that building. So it's pretty much up to whatever the judge decides. I would think that it would be open as long as it's not abused. But again, I don't know if the judge would agree with me or not.
Well, and my question really goes to, and Judge Vera, we're not trying to interfere with the voters or the people that are going in to go vote, but the issue was that your other offices that you have there, like let's say you have another building where there can be, the public can go and use the restrooms there, because it was a county holiday, that building could not be open so that they could use the restrooms. So instead of, we don't want to disrupt the voters or the people or the election judges, we wanted to know if those restrooms would be there available to them if we had that building open or not. If not, so that then the school district, I guess, would have to make arrangements to get some porta potties.
Are those bathrooms in the voting site building?
There are some that are in La Victoria, sir. They're in the pavilion. They have some restrooms there. But I know that with Judge Garza, there was also a transportation shed or something that you had on the side that was outside the 100 feet, and that one was locked, and they could not use those restrooms.
We do have other restrooms available there in the park, right next to it, behind that
Okay.
voting place. There's a couple of restrooms there.
Okay. As long as we have some other facilities for those,
You can
whether it
always
be all
rent
the
the Porta John.
There's another bathroom right next to it. There's a public bathroom.
Okay.
If there's money to be thrown around for 8 votes or 1 vote, you can rent a restroom, I guess.
Does the joint election agreement cover early voting or just the election?
It's just election day.
Election.
And if the law already requires the use of joint election polling locations, what would be the point of the joint election agreement if the law's already requiring it?
Because we did it the last time. We did it in 2016. It still requires a joint election agreement to be done. If the entity chooses not to do a joint election agreement, that would be the other
I guess
entity.
it was just to ask permission to use the building.
To use the building?
I guess.
But we're asking for the county right now to approve the joint election agreement.
I don't have an issue with that.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion, as much as I hate it, both.
Motion second to approve. Discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
if it's okay with the court, I'm going to skip 12 and 13 until after executive session and go on to item number 14. And this is an action item to approve request from, I guess 14 through 28 are budget amendments, Mr. Carter?
Yes, sir, they're all in order with the exception of number 28. Number 28 is actually a duplicate of number 27. So technically, take no action on number 28 is what I suggest.
Take no action on which one?
28.
28, no action.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve items 12 through 27.
Move for that.
Second.
I'm sorry, 14 through 27.
14 to 27.
Second.
That's your motion, Commissioner?
Yes, there's no more.
Second. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 28, no action.
Some budget correction.
Yes, item 29 is a budget correction. Mr. Carter?
Yes, sir.
Is that in order?
Yes, this is the other side of the revenue certification. It's to correct the sheriff's budget so he can make that payment to the mortgage holder.
Okay, so you're okay with it?
Yes, sir.
It's all right? Okay.
Motion to approve, Your
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, it is 10:20, and pursuant to section 551.074, 551.071, 551.072, and 551.087, we'll go into executive session to discuss the order of salaries, to get advice on settlement on cost number DC 16-17, and also to just get advice on the settlement funds on the cost number DC 16-72, and to the purpose of economic development negotiations, 51.087. We'll be out shortly. It is 11:50 and we're back in open session. We had several things in executive session. The first one was order of salaries. Is there a motion to
I go
approve?
so move, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Moved and second to approve order of salaries. Discussion? All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next two items that we discussed were the settlement with settlement monies on the lawsuit that we had on the construction of the annex and the industrial foundation. I guess, I don't know if we need any action. It was pretty much informational only, of which the lawyers are going back and get some more information that was needed. So it was just informational. And then on the regarding economic development negotiations, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to go ahead and approve the agreement with Duke Energy on their wind farm with the...
Judge.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, item number 12 on your agenda.
Oh, yeah, I need to go back to that, yeah.
That's ready to be done.
Okay, item 33 was a negotiating or deliberation on economic, and that was informational that Rose gave us. So nothing was needed on that. We need to go back to item
12.
12 and
13.
13. The first one is on the tax abatement application. I guess I'll entertain a motion to approve the tax abatement that was discussed in executive session.
Okay, motion to approve tax abatement that was discussed in executive session, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved in second. Discussion. All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14 is a Motion carries. Item 13 is also an action item, and this is on the proposed tax abatement agreement between Starr County and Misteño Wind Power LLC. On this one, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to approve the agreement as discussed in executive session, subject to approval by our legal counsel, Mr. Rene Montalvo, on items that were not in agreement.
Okay, motion to approve a tax amendment that was agreed in executive session, subject to approval by our legal counsel, Mr. Rene Montalvo, Your Honor.
Second the motion.
Moved in second, discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.